Good morning, friends. I am so excited that you are here with me live or watching the replay because either way counts. It all counts. I am here today with a very special guest, a big surprise for you guys. You'll never guess who it is. She is well known in these internet streets. She is a renowned YouTuber, a move abroad guru, and the most beautiful resident Bogota has ever had. I am so pleased to introduce to you my surprise guest, Miss Stephanie Perry. Woo!
Good morning. All those things are true. I'm so happy to be here. Hi, Rashida.
Yes. Hello. So happy to have you here. Tell the people who don't know you about yourself.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Perry. In 2015, I left the United States of America. I thought I was leaving for a year. 2015, yeah, and I haven't lived there since. I just signed a lease in Bogota, Colombia. I'm moving into my own place for the first time since 2015. I've been bopping around the world since then. I've gone through a few different financial tiers, right? I went from I ain't got no money, but I'm gonna do this to I can afford a nice apartment in Bogota, Colombia. And all of those things are inside of what we're going to teach today. Rashida and I are here today to do some coaching, coach you up, because these are things that we've been able to do. And we sincerely and wholeheartedly believe that Black women, that money should not be the reason that Black women don't move abroad or fill in the blank with your own dream. Money should not be the reason that you don't live your dream. And so I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now, Stephanie said we're going to do some coaching.
Yeah.
That's what I told her.
Oh, okay.
But I tricked her. I tricked Stephanie. I'm here with some questions. Some questions for you about your money story, your making money journey. I feel like people need it. If y'all have questions, drop in the comments. We'll get to them.
Yeah.
But also, I tricked her. I tricked her this morning. Now, where's my notes? The first thing I wanted to ask you was, girl, do I have notes?
Let me get ready.
We talked about this yesterday. The Apples be not doing the same thing on the same platforms that we want.
No, stupid.
Okay, first question for you, Stephanie. Y'all pay attention to her answers now. And if you have questions for her, drop them in the comments because I can't read your minds.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, my name's Rashida. Hi, if you're watching this for the first time, I'm 3 minutes in. My name's Rashida Dow. I am a move abroad and career break coach. I have been doing this for 6 years-ish. What is time? I live in Mexico City. I love it here. And I love talking to y'all. Okay.
Yes.
Jasmine, I see your question. I started. We're getting this. Okay.
Friends. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Friends from the future, friends in the membership. We'll meet after this. I'll tell you the time when we're, you know what we do. First question for Stephanie.
Yeah.
What's the worst way you've made money while traveling?
Worst as in least reliable. Worst is this is before the days of AI stuff. I did some audio transcription work. It was this platform called Rev, and they pay you by the minute that you transcribe. So they sent you audio. You had to transcribe the audio. Because I was new to the platform, I got the worst audio. It was like one of the things I transcribed sounded like a man for whom English was absolutely not the first or second language, right? Maybe he was from India or Pakistan or something. Heavy, heavy, heavy accent. Inside of, I promise you, he sounded like he was in an airplane hangar. Like there were jet engines around him. And it was awful. It was an awful way to make money because transcribing 1 minute of audio.
Is it like 10 minutes time?
Takes forever.
Okay.
It takes forever. So it was maybe a 10-minute audio. And I thought I was going to get paid whatever it was for 10, but it was pennies. I actually made pennies per hour. That's the worst.
Angela Inez says she's done Rev 2 and it was a similar experience. All right, Angela, tell us with the transcription, Angela, you tell us about how much you made an hour, if you can remember that.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, do you think most transcription, two things.
Mm-hmm.
Do most transcription services you think pay about the same? First
Mm-hmm.
question. Second question, are transcription services even a thing anymore in the day of AI?
At that time, they paid about the same, yes. Rev had a reputation, but I think it was because they did affiliate links, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people would be like, I work for Rev and but they all paid about the same. I have no idea what it was per minute though. It was probably only going to work out to, I don't remember. I have no idea. But yeah, I think that's over. I think audio transcription work is over because the internet, AI can do that for you so much easier. Yeah, I think that's over. So for anybody who's like, what kind of thing could I do? I think we want to keep in mind where we are in the world. If you need to make money for the next 2 years or 10 years or 20 years, you want to keep in mind some person to, I don't want to say person to person as in, it can be person to business, but you have to be able to form, it has to be a thing where you can form relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
I think money today is coming from you doing something where you're forming relationships with people, even if it's on a platform like Rev, right? Even if it's on a platform where they bring you the clients, you want to be able to continue the relationship with the client on your own in order to be able to make consistent money in these times of AI takeover.
That actually reminds me of Asia, who lived in Puerto Vallarta. Not too much of her business, real quick. But when she spoke at our first summit, somewhere in the last 6 years, she spoke at our first summit in 2020. But she told us at some point that she started her project management business on Fiverr.
Yep.
But the money wasn't that good. But when she moved the client, she got off Fiverr, off of the platform, and was charging them directly. Money got a lot better. Right. So at least she started there, but she ain't stayed there because she could see that the money was going to be better if she cut out the middleman.
That's right.
So she got all the money and she started charging higher prices.
That's right. Fiverr, write that down, friends. Fiverr and Upwork. If you already do something where you could tell clients, if you just had a place to find clients who needed that particular thing, Fiverr and Upwork are your friends to begin with. You're going to need to know some specific skills. You're going to need to know how to pitch yourself. You can't just be like, oh, I do this and people will pay you, because somebody in the Ukraine is really good at pitching and they're going to take the client if you don't. But Fiverr and Upwork are your friends. If you do something already and you're like, I just need to find the business owners who need it. Fiverr and Upwork primarily serves business owners, not individuals.
Nichelle said she did audio transcription work in the early 2000s and it seemed like it was on its way out then.
Yeah.
And Amina says that she read an article that said human connections and relationships will be the next wave of business.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's right. Yeah. So a lot of us do things. So you only asked me one question, but I'm gonna give you a different answer to another question. A lot of us do things that seem like, why would people pay for that? But it's because it's what people really want. Sometimes we make a business about we think what people need, and instead they come and they pay for what they really want. What they really want might be connection and human relationships. It might be an accountability partner. There are people who will pay to come to coaching programs and whatever, because they know they don't get anything done unless they have an accountability partner. So if you do a thing or are thinking about doing a thing, understand that what most people are going to be paying you for is the relationship, is the connection. It's the accountability, it's the guidance, it's the speeding up of a process for them. Especially if you do something where you're like, well, I don't know if AI is going to take this over. If it's a relationship-based thing, you're going to win over AI.
Yes. And more things are relationship-based than you think they are.
Yeah.
That's also something to keep in mind. Okay, I'm gonna get to see. I try to keep her on track. I'm asking the questions here.
I know, but I thought I was just trying to make it easy on you.
I'm asking the questions here. I tricked you. Walk with me while I continue to trick you. Okay. All right. What is the best way you've made money while traveling?
So, Rashida and I co-host Exodus Summit, which is an annual conference online, an annual online summit for Black women who want to move abroad or take a career break or bop around the world. So inside of the Exodus Summit space, those are the best in terms of the most fulfilling work and good money. But I also want to add in my YouTube ad revenue. It just shows up, like my YouTube ad revenue is I just signed a lease, right? So my YouTube ad revenue is rent money, and I don't have to. I did have to learn how to be a YouTuber and how to put YouTube videos up and how to make a thumbnail, how to make a good title. I did have to learn that stuff, but now I get to show up and talk to my friends on the internet for a couple hours a weekend, and my rent is paid. So I would say those two are the best. It depends on what you mean by the best. The most fulfilling is
different. You want to.
Okay, most fulfilling is different from the easiest. And I like the easy. I like to do as little as possible. As much as I love the work that we do inside of Exodus Summit is not easy. It's not easy work. So those are my answers. And I think that someone who has any desire to do one of those things, get started now. YouTube is a platform that we trust today. It's a platform, or as much as you can trust an online platform, it's a platform we don't mind working with. Who knows how long that's going to last? I was interviewed on Arlen Hamilton's community the other day, and she was like, yeah, girl, if y'all want to be on YouTube, you need to do it now, because one day YouTube will become the next Meta or whoever who we don't want to F with. And so get on YouTube now while we still like it. And then in terms of online conferences and virtual summits, start those now, because community, right? Because community and connection, you don't want to wait so late that your people don't need you, right? Or don't need that thing anymore. If we started Exodus Summit in 2030, when the United States doesn't exist anymore, who would join when the US passport is useless?
It's no. And all them countries are like, oh, you're from America? You won't be coming here.
It wouldn't work. Time is of the essence for most of us.
Okay. Follow-up question. No. Let's talk about YouTube real quick, since you have some questions in the comments about YouTube. We're going to hit it real quick, and then we're going to move on to my other questions, because I'm running this interview. Thank you. All right. But y'all questions count too. How do you get set up with that YouTube ad money?
You need 1,000 hours of watch time. No, you don't. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in a rolling year. So first you have to make videos. First, you need to make videos, get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. YouTube makes it really easy for you to say, yes, I want my ad revenue. Because YouTube can put ads in front of any video, whether you say you want it monetized or not. YouTube will put ads, but you don't get a cut of it. You don't get a cut of it until you hit that threshold and you say, yes, I want it. It's good. It's good. There are not a lot of platforms. I enjoy being on YouTube. Not a lot of platforms that will actually share ad revenue. So TikTok and Instagram have fooled around with paying creators, and Facebook, they pay creators, but you're not getting a cut of the ad revenue. You're getting a percentage of a pot of cash. So no matter the better the creators do on the platform, the less of a cut they're getting of that pot of cash. Whereas YouTube, your percentage of ad revenue may fluctuate, but your ad revenue is you're getting a cut. So the better you do, the more money you make.
Okay.
I think that for me, remember that YouTube is also a means to bringing in new women into this community, into the spaces. And so YouTube ad revenue is a fraction of my full income now. And that's because we use YouTube to bring people to our thing, our movement, right? Rashida and I are sisters in a movement. YouTube is where women come from to join in on that movement. And so YouTube is not the end of the line for money. YouTube is a way to bring people into your business, whatever you do. I don't care if you're a freelance writer. I don't care if you're a life coach. I don't care if you host retreats. I don't care if you do something else. YouTube is the way to bring in revenue into that business.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Ms. Perry. The next question was about the YouTubes. Was a statement, which I think I'm gonna allow you to coach on this one a little bit.
Okay.
Question. It's not really a question, Cher, but we're gonna work with it anyway. I have a YouTube channel that's monetized, which I plan to use once I start traveling.
Okay. So congratulations on it being monetized. It sounds to when you say which I plan to use once I start traveling, sounds to me that you're kind of inactive on that platform right now. Get active today. Get up on it today. It's not like a faucet where you turn it on and the money starts pouring out, right? Or you can just it's not even like, well, if I'm making $100 a month now, making 4 videos a week, if I make 4 videos a month, if I make 10 videos a month, now I'm going to be making, what would that be? 350, 250.
Hard on yourself.
It's not necessarily that either. So get going today, because it's not like a one-to-one. If I just double my videos, I'll make double the money. That's not how it works.
Okay, so Cher said that's the second part of her question.
Oh,
I missed the first part. Let me scroll up, girl. Let me scroll up. My bad. My thought, I was going to say the exact same thing Stephanie did, which was however you plan on making money abroad, unless you have to physically be in that space to do it, go ahead and start it now. If you can do it online, go ahead and start it now. Don't wait, because you want to have an idea of how much money you're going to be able to make through it. And the best way to know what your earning potential is to start earning. There's no other way to know. Cher, I don't see it. I feel like
she done changed names. She's
I know.
Screen. She said, you think you pulled the okie doke. I'm
looking under both screen names. I don't see the first part. If you want to drop it again, you can, but I don't see it.
Yeah, test it again, Cher. Oh, I see it. What if you have several different things you're thinking of doing? I can sell digital products, design websites, help women set up digitals for their business. I can sell real estate abroad. So this is a thing. Rashida and I host the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge inside of our membership, Exodus ASAP. We're about to do it for the second time this year. And this is a thing that most women come in with. Most Black women who are adults come in with multiple potentials, right? Multiple possible things. So you want to work through your criteria, like, what do you want for your life? And is one of those, is that going to cancel out something, right? So maybe real estate in a new country might suck, right? Because things are different in other countries. Real estate in other countries doesn't work like it works in the United States. Will you even be able to get a commission? This lease that I just signed, they had the house listed with multiple different realtors. However, they also posted the apartment I just signed a lease on. They also posted the apartment on a Facebook group. I contact the owner directly through the Facebook group. Realtor gets $0, right? So which one of do any of these not fit in the life that you actually want? Okay. Are any of these things that you're over, right? I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. A lot of Black women have a skill set directly related to their job or their profession, but they don't want to deal with those people anymore, right? And it's not a skill set that you can take out. It's not the actual thing that you do, maybe requires you to deal with those people. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. And so you don't want to do that anymore. And so you're over it. Maybe you're a therapist and you're tired of how draining that work is. And so you can cross that off the list. Okay. Cross off the things that you're just done with. It's okay to move on. It's okay for something to have served its purpose in your life, a profession, a job. It's okay to have done it and then move on. Cross those things off. And then who do you already have some sort of connection or community or audience with If you already have an audience of people or a community of people who could use your service, right? If you already have some sort of in to your first client, start with that type of product or service. Start there. You don't have to know specifically what product or service you want to provide with them, but start in that with that group of people, right? So maybe you happen to know a bunch of artists and creatives. Then being a person who sets up websites or sells digital products to artists and creatives might be a much more natural fit than selling real estate abroad. So what you want to work through is, what kind of life do I want? And do all of these fit that life? What am I done with, right? Who do I not want to fool with anymore? Should any of these be taken off my list? And then who do I have a natural fit with? It's always easier to sell something to people you already have a relationship with, you already have a connection with. If you already know a bunch of artists and creatives who need websites, that might be an easier fit than selling a digital course. Let's say a life coaching course, when you don't have any people in your life, most specifically, who would be into that. So that's how we coach you to work through these things. Inside of the challenge, we take our time with this section, and then we move on, also understanding that you can change your mind, right? Make a decision and then move on when it's time. If you've tried something, like sincerely tried it and just did not enjoy it, move on from it. How was that?
Okay, so Cher found the answer helpful, and she's going to join us in the program. We're hosting the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge from, I'm about to make up dates, but walk with me, August 27th through, July 27th. In my head, I was like, no, that's not right. And then I said it out loud. July 27th through August 1st. Mm-hmm. If you only want to be in the membership for the month, if you're like, I'm coming for this and nothing, mind you, the price of the membership is less than we charge for the Get Your Next 3 Clients by itself.
Yes, that's correct.
It's less than we charge for Get Your Next 3 Clients by itself. So you're getting how much?
I believe we charged $400 for the last challenge, $397, I think, for the last challenge on its own, and the membership is $247.
Yes, so you're getting way more bang for your buck doing it this way. You're getting not only the membership, you're not only getting the challenge, which can help you make money for your move abroad, but you're also getting coaching from Stephanie and I, from other people. You're getting community, all for a much lower price than the challenge on its own. We no longer do the challenge on its own. You have to be part of the membership to do that. However, if you're like, I'm coming in for 1 month, I don't care about nothing y'all saying except how to make money. Please keep that decluttering stuff away from me. I don't want to hear about how to budget abroad. I don't want to hear how much my move will cost or anything about mistakes. You're like, I'm only here for the challenge. Because the challenge goes until August 1st, you need to be a member for 30 days.
Yeah.
Before you, in order to be there until the end. So if that's all you want, and you're like, I'm coming for 1 month only, I would not join until like
July
Tuesday of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all know Tuesday is July? Do y'all know that? July 1st. Join us on July 1st so that you can participate in the full challenge. First or second.
July 1st or 2nd. So, come in on Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll get the whole challenge. I don't want you to sign up. If you're like, definitely no, I'm only coming for a month. I don't want you to sign up today and then not be able to access that last day of a challenge. Because then you're going to be in the inbox like, you lied. I didn't lie to you. I'm trying to be as clear about this as possible.
And then if you're already thinking about, like, if you know that you're coming for the challenge and for the Move Abroad coaching, 3 months is a fair amount of time to get significant progress. We just had our first 6-month celebration for our 6-monthers, right?
Like, I want to say I have 9 of them, like 8 of them, we were like, it's time for you to leave now.
You got to go, girl. You're done here, okay?
You're done. You already live. You've been in your new country for months. Thanks for hanging out. You got to get out.
We had 5 new residency visas, 2 second passports applied for. We were like, girl, y'all got to go, okay?
You've been here. You've done the work. Hi, friends. You can hang out if you want to, but we think you should. It's a good time to leave.
That's right. Yeah. So if you think you're here if you're joining us for the challenge plus the Move Abroad coaching, we feel confident in saying 3 months of time is a solid amount of time. 6 months, women seem to love 6 months. So, okay. But 3
If you
months
only
is a
want a
reasonable
month,
amount of
yeah,
time to make good progress,
yes,
get good coaching, and get all of your Move Abroad plan on track. You may be out of the country in 3 months, but if not, you can at least get everything on track to be out.
yes.
Yeah.
D. Scott wants to know how much is it a month. It is currently, as of June 29th, $247 a month. I say that because I'm a lawyer, not because we plan on changing the prices.
June 29th, 2025.
Yes, June 2025. The price goes down if you buy 6 months in advance, and maybe 3 months too. I don't know. I'm not the math lady.
Definitely
And
6.
you can get if you do 3 or 6 months, you can also get a pass to the summit. So Amina left some of those details in the
Yes.
chat.
Thank you, Amina.
But like I said, you want it just for 1 month, Tuesday or Wednesday of this week is your day to sign up, because
listen, Rashida and I are good at what we do. We are good coaches, okay? Good coaches and good teachers. You can come in for a month and get what you need. You can come in, seriously, you can come in for a month and get what you need. If you come in with a plan, if you're sitting here right now with a notebook and pen, right? You may very well be the type of person who for 1 month, you can come in, get what you need, make great progress. We want that, right? We want you to do that. We'd rather have you do that than stick around and be like, I'm not doing anything in here. I'm not, right? Come, do the work, get what you need, make the progress so that we can take credit for all of your successes in the future.
Thank you. It is a rolling membership, so you got to cancel when you want to get out.
Yeah.
Don't say we never told you. You got to cancel yourself because it's a month. Y'all know how much.
We know memberships. We all have Netflix. Okay, we know.
Don't be in the inbox talking about you didn't realize that a membership was a thing that renewed every month. You, like Stephanie said, you have had Netflix for.
And Jim, what's that, Jim, where you can never get out of it?
Is it Planet Fitness? Is that the one?
We all join Planet Fitness at some point. Okay.
Yes. You can get out. You just have to say you want to get out. You don't know. When you sign up, we don't know when you want out. You got to get yourself out. Very easy. You just go on the thing, you cancel, you email Amina. No problem. Anywho, back to the plan. Back to my questions, because I'm doing what? An interview.
Yes.
All right. Okay. What's a way to make money that you've done personally that wasn't worth it? That's not Rev. Give me something else.
I don't know that I have anything that wasn't worth it except for Rev. Let's see. I've taught English online briefly, taught English online. I sell digital products. I sell merch. Oh, coloring book pages. I took some of my I took some of my sabbatical photos and turned them into coloring book pages back in when I was in South Africa, 2017, and put them on Etsy. But it wasn't worth the effort. Turning photos into coloring book pages is not easy. Anyway, it wasn't back then. With new technology, it may be much easier than it is now, than it was then. But it wasn't easy to do. And then I got nobody to sell these things to. Right? I wasn't even on YouTube then. My Instagram wasn't used for anything other than, sharing pictures of my travels. So who's gonna buy these coloring book pages after I put them up on Etsy, which is a thing that people don't talk about enough in the online business space, whatever it is. They forget to tell you, you need to connect with some community. You need to connect with some people, okay? You're not the only person selling coloring book pages. If someone is out Googling coloring book pages, mine aren't going to be the first on the top of the list. I needed to have some connections and somebody.
Okay. Y'all keep your questions coming, but I'm moving on to my next one.
Yes.
Related. And I don't want you to tell me the summit. You can tell me the summit or YouTube. You can tell me the summit. What's your favorite way to make money while traveling?
Exodus Summit is amazing. Because listen, not only does Exodus Summit help Black women get out into the world, but it means that when we go someplace, We have friends there.
I have friends everywhere.
Everywhere we go, there's some Black woman who's like, oh, hey, y'all, I'm here. Let's get together. So that's pretty awesome. If I were to give a brand new answer, wait, what was the question? Not favorite.
Favorite. But you can find that any way you want to. Favorite because the money was good. Favorite because the money was easy. Favorite because you loved the work. Favorite because you loved the people. However you want to.
Exodus Summit, House Sitter School also. So I have a digital product called House Sitter School. I like that because it gets Black women house sitting. It gets Black women doing a thing they didn't even know existed for themselves. It gets them out into the world. But also it gave me a connection or like a business connection with the Trusted House Sitters people. They like me. Trusted House Sitters likes me. And every time they have an annual, what is it called? Annual meeting, the business thing. They're like, oh, would you online speak to our group about, your experiences as a house sitter? So I guess House Sitter School is another favorite because it takes women from, I want to house sit, but I'm not exactly sure. This platform thing is confusing to me. I have some questions that nobody's answered before. I have a particular different situation. And it takes them from there to, oh, girl, I've been house sitting in Australia for 3 months now. Okay. And I haven't paid.
Housing in Australia ain't cheap. So, hey.
Right. D, when we met D at the Exodus Summit meetup in Cancun. And D, that was D, right? Or was it Deborah? That was Deborah Bonaparte. Are you here, Deborah Bonaparte? I think it was Deborah Bonaparte.
We met Deborah Bonaparte in Cancun, but I don't know where you're going with the story.
We met her at the meetup in Cancun. It was her first international trip. As next time I hear from her, she's in Australia house sitting for months and months. So I love that House Sitter School that does that for women. Also, I made it once and it's done. It's there, right? House Sitter School is not something that I have to do over and over again. It exists on the internet. People pay for it. It helps them. Everybody wins.
Okay. Now that you've said that, I'm going to add a question, which was not on the original list.
Okay.
And I want you to speak to a pet peeve of mine, personal pet peeve. I want you to give some thought to it, which is what are your thoughts when people say something, they have a plan for you to make money. They can show you how to make money that is completely passive income.
No, it's not. Who's going to buy it? Whatever your thing is, whatever the thing that is that you're selling, you have to find the buyers, even if it's through paid ads, even if their method for you make a thing, it's going to be passive income, but all you need to do is run paid ads. That's not passive. Running paid ads takes a lot of tweaking and twerking, which is why I don't do it. You have to pay attention to things and do things. Okay. No, who's going to pay for your thing? Who's going to buy your thing? Which is why we host the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge, not Launch an Online Business Challenge. Because who's going to be the client? You can make all the digital products in the world. You can make all the coloring book pages in the world. Who's going to buy them? Oh, they don't tell you that the money doesn't just fall from the sky because your thing exists. There might be someone who's created some sort of business. And because, I don't know, a combination of amazing timing and cornering the market and something, there might be someone
who audience size already.
No,
right. Or when you launch it.
Passive. That's not passive. You grew that audience.
Yes, but I'm saying maybe they consider it. I don't consider it because you worked to get that audience.
You worked for that audience.
I am here working, friends.
Hello. Yeah. So no, anything that's talking about 100% passive. No, because how did you sign up for their thing, right? How did you find their thing? They did a whole lot of marketing to get you.
They are marketing out there. They're sending emails. They on the Instagram. They're doing all the things to get you.
Dancing on TikTok.
to learn how to make money without doing anything. Like if there was a way for them, if they know the way to make the money without doing anything, they would not be doing the thing it took to get you in the door. It's
That's
not, don't.
Now, I do use the term make money while I sleep because house sitter school, when I wake up and I turn off my alerts, but I used to wake up and there would be an alert. So-and-so bought house sitter school. So-and-so bought this. So, right. So don't get that confused with passive. I had to work very hard so that the money comes in 24 or 20. There's a 24-hour clock. I just mean it doesn't stop. If I clock out at today, after Rashida and I talk, I'm clocking out for the day. Just because I clock out doesn't mean that's the end of money for the day, right? But that's not passive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Charlie BKNY says MLMs are big for doing that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so people in my world, they used to love Tupperware.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a demand for Tupperware. But even we had this lady in our life called Tupperware Jean. She was my aunt's very good friend. Even Tupperware Jean, like even though people had a demand, there was already a demand for Tupperware. Even Tupperware Jean was hosting parties, sending messages out to people, letting you know. Like even for something like Tupperware, where people already need it, right? I think people already know they need Tupperware. I need a butter dish. I need a thing to cereal box thing or whatever. Even Tupperware Jean was out there working. Even Tupperware Jean was out hosting parties and contacting people and telling you, give this book to your friends, right? It's not passive.
Gallivanting Grandma says building a client sales funnel and marketing plan requires work. Oh, and Sarah sold Tupperware in the 6th grade, baby. You were outside.
What in the world?
I appreciate that. Okay. So my original question was red flags you see about making money online. We've already talked about completely passive income. Yeah. It's a lie. Are there any other red flags you see when people are like, I can help you? You're like, this don't sound right.
Yeah, people who teach you how to make money online, who've only made money online by teaching people how to make money online. What else? What have you ever made money doing besides teaching people how to make money? Investigate that, friends. What product, service, offer have they had in the world where they could bring in clients, right? Then once you do that, then sure, teach me how you did that. But if you've never done that in the first place, all you've done was taught people how to make money online without making money online doing something, that's shaky ground. I'm not going to call you fraudulent, but it is. I don't want to spend my money with that coach because, like, I don't like it. I don't like it. You see that too, Rashida?
I see it and I'm like, okay, so that is a red flag for me. Another red flag for me is people who talk so much about how much money they're making online. And they can help you make a lot of money online too. But I don't see any other way that they're actually making money, or like the ways they're making money don't add up to me. Like I'm making money through these like I'm doing these 40 different things to make money. But like I made $1 million this year. And it's like, I got to start 40 businesses what?
Also, there are people who will talk about the raw numbers, but not the profit or like you can spend $995,000 and make $1 million, right? How is this? Yeah. So especially when you talk about paid ads and this and that, there are a lot of people who are, I don't know about a lot, but I've seen people who I'm like, the numbers that you're saying based on your harried, is the word harried, and disheveled and exhausted appearance, you're not making a profit, right? Based on you seem unrested, you seem stressed out. So you may have a 6-figure business, you may have a 7-figure business, But how much are you getting? Are you paying yourself? I went to that conference for authors and publishers, and there were quite a few publishers who on a panel who had award-winning books, and three out of the 4 or 5 on the panel, 3 of them expressly said they cannot afford to pay themselves from their business. One woman's husband was supporting the family. Another one was something that he had another job, right? Tell the whole story. Tell the whole story about money, because we need money to live, right? At the way this economy said, we need money to, so tell the whole story. Yeah. Hey, Nichelle. Nichelle's in the book. She's in the world. She's in the book publishing world. Nichelle is the author of Vintage Black Glamour. Or are you the editor or publisher?
Creator, author, all of it.
Are you an author of a book when you're the, what do you call yourself, Nichelle? So anyway, Vintage Black Glamour, the books that I love, and I can't wait to, because I've been bopping around the world, my copies of Vintage Black Glamour and Gentleman's Edition are being taken care of while I was getting set up here in Colombia. And one of the first things I can't wait to do is go pick up my books. Okay, I don't even have a coffee table yet, but I got to go pick up my books.
So I'm planning on, some of you guys know already, I'm planning on moving in country in Mexico City, but to a new apartment probably at the end of the year. And my first thought was, I'm gonna get a coffee table and I need me that Vintage Black Glamour. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get it, right? I don't know how I'm gonna get it, because the easy answer is probably Amazon, but Jeff don't get no money from me. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but listen, my new coffee table, this is where my coffee table books are right now, but my new coffee table is gonna have Vintage Black Glamour.
Yes,
because I know the authoress.
Yes, authoress. Yes. Yeah, right. So tell the whole story. If it doesn't fit, right? If it doesn't fit, they seem exhausted and burned out. Then do you want that lifestyle? Maybe that's not the person you're going to learn how to do things from. If they look exhausted and burned out, if they dancing on TikTok, seriously, a person who's making money like that, are they dancing on TikTok with every new trend and every new song? I question that. I'm not dancing on TikTok. That might be a judgmental approach to things, but I don't want to learn from somebody whose life I wouldn't want to in some way emulate. I don't want a coach who's not rested. I don't want a coach who can't take a week off, a month off. I don't want that in my life. Forget it.
As someone who took a month off this year.
I
just told my business partner, but I'm going to be unreachable for 10 days next month. I don't know if she saw that though.
I did see it. Yeah, okay. Rashida took May off and I was like, well, I kind of, me too.
Ain't nobody hitting my line with, did you see this? What do we need to do about that? It felt like a vacation, didn't it? Felt like a vacation when I wasn't like, Stephanie, we need to talk about X, Y, Z. Yes, I'm on vacation. We all on vacation.
Yes, Nichelle, if you go to vintageblackglamour.com or if you go on Instagram at Vintage Black Glamour, you should be able to find her work.
Yes. The plant plan talked about when people speak in vague esoteric terms about what they do and how they can teach you that same thing. What are you actually doing? We had a woman in our Get Your Next Week Clients Challenge. I want to say like 3 times ago, cycles ago. Yes, thank you. ANTM cycle 2. Like 3 cycles ago, and she had she signed up for a business coach, and her business coach, I think she had to make like 50 calls a day or something. It was the number I was like,
cold calls
to strangers. She had to call, find their numbers, set up a call, like get calls scheduled with the amount of calls a day. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I just remember being like,
it was something like 50 per day. Yeah. She didn't know because the coach wasn't clear up front what their method was.
Yes. I was like, I don't know. Is prostitution still frowned upon? Because 50 calls a day,
there's a better way. There's an easier way than 50 calls.
There's an easier way. Not the sex work is easy, but I was like, this, woo, child. Tired. Okay, so Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte.
Brain fog is kicking my behind daily. The social media experts who have their expertise when it comes to teaching you. However, the social media platforms don't get more than 10 likes per post. I have people in my inbox all the time, like, I can help you do X, Y, and Z. And it's just it's a bunch of photos of them standing in front of like nice cars. Baby, you went to the mall and took a photo outside. Like, what? Ain't no traction on their page. Ain't nobody liking nothing. I can't tell that they've ever helped anything. They just are using signs of wealth to show you that and it's usually some like young boy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. All of these things are ways that we make discernment. Okay. All of these things are ways that we put our discernment to use. We are firm believers in getting someone to help you with something, right? Getting a coach who can help you speed up your progress, get a process together. We're fans of coaching. We have coaches. But there's got to be some discernment. Rashida and we had a terrible time finding coaches for ourselves. I'm going to say, right? Would you say a terrible time is the right way to describe it?
Terrible. We have to do what Coach Tish calls coach your damn self, because first, I want to say like 2 or 3, especially around like summit stuff, because no one, I went to the expert on summits and she was like, baby, I can't help you. Like, what you're doing, I have nothing to upload. I do not have any product that can uplevel you. I don't have any individual coaching that could uplevel you. She was like, you're doing it. And I was like, well, then how do we get to the next level?
Yeah.
We figured it out ourselves.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I did find a coaching program that I like now, but it took a lot of time. It took a lot of time and, discernment, a lot of digging through people who were like, people will say, I coach this type of person to do this type of thing, but not what is your method? What are your methods? What are you prioritizing in this? Because I'm not doing everything. I'm not going to do everything. I'm not doing it. Thank you.
So many Nichelle fans in the audience. Yes, Nichelle, the authoress, is here with us. Love it.
Authoress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so those were my questions, but I want to get back to more audience questions because y'all know things and y'all do things. I like it. Leslie, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I'm gonna stay focused on making money. So I saw a question about co-living. My thoughts, another day. We'll talk about it.
Okay. Let's listen, friends. So ask your questions. Rashida and I don't coach together very often out on the internet, outside of Exodus ASAP, outside of our membership. So get your questions in and get your questions answered by 2 Black women who do the things that you might want to be doing.
And are making money, actual, like real, real money to pay for their lives abroad outside of the US. Sidebar. I went to a Jamaican restaurant in Mexico City last night. It's called Te Amo Jamaica, Te Amo Jamaica. It's a Jamaican restaurant. I'm at least Jamaican. Like
No, you're Jamaican. Don't do that.
I'm Jamaican. Not when it comes to the spicy foods though, but I'm Jamaican. Went there last night. Lovely place, lovely man. He was like, I walked up, he was like, I know you. And then he was like, Rashida. And I was like, okay, we about to have a good time. Just from the YouTubes. Stephanie said before, the YouTubes. Talking your talk. He was like, I watched your channel before I moved here. And why haven't you been here before? And I was like, he's been open about a year, looking for a larger space. He moved here 3 years ago with his wife, with no plans of opening a restaurant. He got here and was like,
we need this.
Ain't nobody else doing it.
There's a gap in the market.
Ain't nobody else doing it. And now this man, mind you, we had to wait. I don't wait for food because there's food everywhere. we had to wait to get seated because well, he had tables that were outside in the rain, and of course, you weren't going to do that. All his tables were full.
Did you say I'm Jamaican? I don't have to wait.
I told him I was Jamaican, and then he saw. And so we said for next time. This time is my first time because why? I'm hearing a lot of English in here from very pale faces, while your Jamaican brethren is waiting outside in the cold to eat. And I don't. Anyway, yeah, we worked it out for next time. He got me. Him and his wife got me. But just going like they did not. I didn't talk about what his money plan was when he got here because that's none of my business, right? But he was like, yeah, I was here for a while, realized there was a gap in the market, made it. Every table was full, and I saw people standing waiting for at least 20 minutes to get to a table. Mm-hmm. The money is there. He's like, I need a bigger space. I'm going to move to a bigger space. I need a bigger space.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And look at you recruiting the people that you want to your city.
Now, Te Amo, Jamaica. It's in Roma Norte. That oxtail, top 5 of my life, maybe top 3. The oxtail is sitting in my fridge last night because I was like, I can't eat up. The plate was so big. I can't eat it all right now, but I heard they have patties, but they didn't have any last night. It's a Jamaican place. You know, they got to be out of something.
Yes.
A Mexican man and his daughter walked in and then walked out like, y'all ain't got no patties? All right, well, I'll do something else. But if you're in Mexico City, make sure you stop by, see Ryan, tell him I sent you. I can't believe I waited a year to go. I don't go to Roma Norte that much because foreigners, tourists. It was so good. And just like it wasn't. I don't get the impression that she's a good cook. I don't get the impression that she ran a restaurant before.
Okay.
They got there, they saw a need, and they filled the need, and it's so. You could be doing this in your new place. Now that does them anchored to the place, right? Like he's not going on vacation for a month. He's not going to the Philippines with his wife for 6 months because they have a restaurant to run. Yeah. The way we're going to talk about business is a way that will allow you to be in the Philippines for 6 months, right? That's kind of the businesses that we help. We don't help people who serve their customers in person. We don't do that in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. If you sell physical products, we don't do that because I can't tell you how to market a shoe.
No, there's a better coach for you. If you sell physical products, there's someone better for you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Danielle, get down here. It was so good. Okay, so we're talking about keeping our questions to making money, but I'm going to answer Jesse's, who says, are there any communities that we can join so that we aren't moving alone? Exodus Summit is a beautiful Facebook group for that, which won't be on Facebook for long, but we're working on it. And Exodus ASAP, our membership, is a place where there's even more community because the women are more active about the move abroad. If you're looking for someone to actually do the move physically with, that person might be in either one of those communities, but I can't guarantee that. I don't know where
here's how you find listen, Golden Girls, I'm all in. Okay, here's how you find their person so you don't have to move alone. You join the Exodus Summit Facebook community, exodussummit.com/community. As Rashida said, if you're watching this after July 2025 or so, after, it may be somewhere else. So if you don't fool with Facebook, still join us. exodussummit.com/community. You come to an in-person event. There are meetups and events for Exodus Summit in whatever city you're in and in whatever city you want to go to. You come to an in-person event. They're usually at restaurants, real chill, real laid back, but a good way to start connecting with people. If they have some sort of communication way, some of them have a separate WhatsApp community, get there. That's how you're going to meet your Golden Girls. If I wanted to move, so I am here in Bogota. I want some people to move with me. I'm having a meetup July 5 in Bogota, right? This is how you meet your people. People are flying in from all over the US and from Panama, from other places to come and meet other Exodus Summit women at this meetup Somebody there is going to meet somebody who's going to become her travel partner or whatever. It happened every time we go somewhere, we see women who knew each other and met each other through our community. So that's what I would do. Join Exodus Summit, Facebook group, come to an in-person event. If you want to start making some serious headway, right? Get a plan, get a place, get a money strategy. Join us in the Exodus ASAP membership. It's our monthly paid membership. Those women are the women that you're going to see the world with, right? We have women who have connected through Exodus Summit who are now living together, who are now traveling together, who now travel together and separate and get back together again. That's where you're going to meet the women. Whether you're a solo woman, a woman with a spouse, a woman with children, a woman with parents who live with you, there's somebody inside the community who you're going to be so glad to have connected with. So join us.
All right. Y'all have so many questions. So many money questions. So we are on it. We're on fire. We got some time. We're going to answer them. Okay. Where do I start? Boop, 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 boop. Camille, how long did it take you to start making real money from YouTube? How many videos a month do you suggest making?
6 videos per month is kind of like a baseline for the algorithm to be like, they're serious.
Is that 6 pre-recorded videos, 6 live videos, a mix of videos? Is it short? What is that?
Not shorts, not shorts. Shorts are basically like a whole separate platform. There's a wall between shorts and regular videos, not shorts, but 6 or more per month. Once you get 6 to 8 per month, the algorithm is like, oh, they mean business. Okay. So how long did it take me? Okay. June 2019 to January 2020. February. I was monetized January, February 2020, however long that is. Okay. 2 things you need to know about that. I launched my channel with 30 videos in 30 days. I didn't really hit the mark, but it was really, I got close to 30 videos in 30 days. It was really hard. Then I didn't make another video for 90 days. Okay. So that would be 30 plus maybe another 10. So maybe 40, 50 videos for me to get monetized. I've seen people do it faster. I've seen it take much longer. But that's an answer.
I did not do it that fast. I started before her and got monetized after her. I had a because I didn't have any strategy. When I started my YouTube channel, I was literally just making videos for my family when I was traveling, my family, my friends, so they would know that like I'm alive. And if you get a text message from me, it really is me because I'm still here. This is where I am. This is my update. It was just like update videos like that. And so I think I started in June 2018. I think in Playa. It was Claire's birthday. I was already out of the country. And then I got monetized. I think it wasn't maybe 2021, like early 2021. But before I got monetized, before, I had a video go viral, right? And the viral video is what got me monetized. I was also on another platform, and I think I was featured on a CNBC video, and I don't remember whether the video went viral after that or whether they came to me after the viral. I don't remember that. What is time? But both of those things helped grow my audience. I have been on YouTube, so that's 2018. I've been on 2025. It's June again. So that's 6 full years I've been on YouTube. Yeah. And I've had one video go really viral and some other videos like do well. So your strategy for making money on YouTube, even though I said I got there by having a viral video, I would not make that your plan in order to get monetized or in order to make money. It's viral videos cannot be your strategy because it's like lightning striking.
And also, I think Camille is a coach. Camille. Also, if your plan is to use YouTube to bring clients into your business where there's better money and more consistent money, a viral video is not that. They're not interested, right? A viral video is not a way to get clients. A video with very low views can be your best money maker in terms of bringing people over to your business. If it's targeted, if it's a video that is really only people who are going to watch this video are the people who are looking to solve this particular problem that I solve, right? But okay, those are answers. Hi, everyone.
Okay, thank you. All right, y'all, hold on. We see all your questions. We're going to get them. First, is it too late to come to the Bogota meetup?
If you're not, well, you can email Amanda. Email Bogota birthday at proton.me. If you're coming, Bogota birthday at proton.me. If you're coming, and I'll send you the info, but it's probably too late. Like seriously, if you're not in the area already, you're not going to come. It's on Saturday. You're probably not going to come. But if you are in the area, email Bogota birthday at proton.me and tell me you're coming. And then I'll send out the thing. I found a restaurant yesterday.
Danielle wants to know what the definition of going viral is. I don't know if there's one. Do you think there's one accurate definition? My video got to the depths of the internet hell that I did not want it to get to. That's for me. Like we've left my audience. We've left people who care about this topic. We've left kind people, and we've now gone into the terrible zone, right? That for me was going, and having like significantly more viewers. Probably at the time, I had maybe like I would probably guess like 5 to 10 times more people watched the video than I had subscribers. Like a significantly higher number of people watching the video than I had subscribers.
Let's table the YouTube questions because, friends, unless you have a business already, YouTube is not going to be your move abroad money plan, I don't think.
No.
Right? YouTube is only a strategy for moving abroad if it's to bring people over to your product, your service, your coaching, your consulting, your freelancing work. So ask us questions about those things. I do coach on YouTube things. Go to my YouTube channel, Stephanie Perry, but YouTube is not your move abroad strategy unless you're either already monetized or unless you have a business. So let's answer business questions.
You're getting real bossy on my channel.
I'm sorry. I forgot where I was.
I tricked you into an interview like 2 hours ago, and now you're taking over. Ew. Okay, let me get some of these questions. I just got Camille's. Let's see. Tisha, you should have gotten an email from us. Tisha, you should have gotten an email from us already. If not, Amina's on it. But how have you chosen which platforms to use to sell stuff for our business, to market? Go for it, Steph. It's your show.
Platforms are another thing that are, it takes discernment. So I guess we started the summit. We started Exodus Summit marketing through the Exodus Summit. Through the Hey Summit platform. Like there was a winner in the platforms of like, here's how you host a summit. There were only like 2 big summit platforms out in the world. One allowed replays and one didn't, right? So it was based on our needs. The other things that we've sold inside of Exodus Summit, we've used a platform called Kajabi, which I don't necessarily think is worth the money. So how did we choose platforms? And the Rashida's hosted things on Teachable. I've used Gumroad, which is a very low cost platform and low frills. How do we choose? You make friends with people who are also coaches who also sell things, and you ask them, how do you like your platform? And you try it out, you get disappointed and discouraged, and you keep going.
Too little.
And you keep going. So once you know, is this what do I really need? What things do I really need from a platform? Or what are the things that I really would like from a platform? It's a lot of digging around and a lot of asking around. Ask your friends, like ask the other women. So Tisha's taken the Get Your Next 3 Clients challenge. I assume that you're still in communication with some of the women from that community, right? You know us. So you ask, what are you using to do XYZ? How do you like it?
Yeah. An unrelated but related question. I'm gonna get to. Let me get this off of here. Give me 1 second. Which is, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay. What's your opinion about affiliate marketing for an online business? And I can't tell whether this is your entire business is affiliate marketing, because I know people who do that, or whether whether you think it's a good idea for like your brand to do random sporadic affiliate marketing.
Let's answer what we think. I think the question is an online business where what you do is affiliate marketing.
That's what I think the question is too.
You need someone to market to. You need someone to sell to. If you don't have any community, you don't have any audience, who's going to click on your links? Right? Or if you don't know how to run paid ads, are a valid thing that works. We just don't know. Well, I don't know how to do it. Rashida does know how to do it. Who is going to click on your link to get you that commission? If you don't have any platform, you don't have any place on the internet where you're talking and sharing, you don't have an audience to click on your link. So affiliate marketing, I do it. We do it. Right? We get affiliate commissions from various people. Trusted House Sitters, I told you, they like me and they give me a nice affiliate commission. But it's not helpful if I don't have a YouTube channel or I don't have a marketing strategy. Your YouTube channel does not have to be your main marketing strategy. Plenty of women who have taken our challenge before use going out and talking on other platforms as their marketing strategy. But how are you going to market these affiliate links? It's a valid online business strategy, but you need to have a way to get in front of people. If you don't have any way to get in front of people, you don't have any message to deliver. Once you get there, you're going to fall flat.
I know someone who did affiliate marketing for business, and it's a man. And I haven't seen him in like 10 or 15 years. But the last time I saw him, there was so much tension around the business. And he was successful at it. But I think it leads back to the question of, when you're considering a business idea, do you see anyone doing it that is living a life you would like to lead? And that does not mean standing in front of a car or they were on a boat today, right? It is, do they indicate to you that boats are their life and they are on a boat for a week at a time with their computer in the corner? Or are they worried about, this link broke, this is happening, and like trying to keep all the moving pieces? That man was stressed. And I was like, so you think I should go into affiliate marketing, huh? Like, he said it to me like it's such a good idea. And I was like, I don't want to do what you're doing. Not at all. And so that's not specifically about affiliate marketing. That's about any business you enter. It's something I kind of told myself as a baby lawyer. I was working at a law firm. I was like, I'm looking at like my best possible future, looking at these old white men as like the most successful future. And I don't want none of your lives. I don't want any of your lives. Your marriages are dead, dying, right? Like, your children don't like you. I don't want this for myself. And that's how I knew that working at a law firm was not for me long-term, because my best possible future is this. Nah, if you see people who are doing what you want to do, and outside of the marketing, their life does not look like a life you want to live, put that down and go do something else. All right. More questions.
That's right.
Y'all don't have to ask the same question a bunch of times. We have a lot of questions. We're getting to them. I see y'all.
Excited.
This is a good one for Stephanie, because you've done it, right? What are the pros and cons of working as a virtual assistant?
I should have named that earlier when we were talking about the one that wasn't.
Worth
Anyway,
it?
yeah, virtual assistant work is it's being a virtual assistant, right? An assistant for someone. Pros and cons. Pros, you're the business owner. You even though you're doing work for a client, you own the business. They don't tell you when to clock in. It's not that kind of, it's not a job. Pros, you set your rates. Pros, you decide what work you do and don't do. It's amazing. Being a virtual assistant, if you know how to get clients, is an amazing way to be out in the world. Cons, you have to know how to get clients. When I was a virtual assistant, I didn't know how to get clients. And then the clients I did learn how to get were exactly the kinds of clients who would never pay me enough money for me to be happy. What I did was I did a very specific thing. In the virtual assistant world, there are people who are specialists and generalists. I specialized in email list growth, in lead magnets, and landing pages. But the way that I learned to get clients was to go into Facebook groups for coaches and teach, right? I would go into a Facebook group, I would make a post. Here's why you're whatever. You don't have a good landing page for your thing and whatever. But the women, the people, the coaches in those communities tended to be brand new coaches who didn't have the money to really pay me what I needed and who weren't yet ready for the service that I provided, right? If I were to start a virtual assistant business today, I would still specialize. There are some who do well generalizing. I would still specialize, but I would make sure that I chose a niche and a clientele that I already had some sort of inroads with, that I already had some sort of connection with. Maybe I'm already in community with these groups of people. If you're at the time I was in a bunch of travel groups and there were a bunch of travel bloggers, and maybe if I had served them, maybe things could have been better because I had some sort of inroads with them or some other stuff. I don't know. Pros and cons. You are in charge of what you do, who you do it for, when you do it, how much you get paid when you do it. Cons, you have to get your own clients. I recommend virtual assistant work for anyone who has a specific skill set that you know other businesses need and you want to take it out of the one business you do it for and do it for other people. But you have to be a person who knows how to get clients, which what we teach in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. Our general approach to getting clients is become the person who does that thing, right? Become the so-and-so, a virtual assistant. If you're the newsletter girl, the newsletter girl, and go out and not only on your own platform, but on other people's platforms, talk your talk. Teach people how to do this thing, and then tell them to come and book your services if they want you to do the thing for them. Is that clear? So if you're a virtual assistant who does newsletters for businesses, then you need to be out in the world talking to people. You need to have a point of view that other business owners are going to gravitate towards, right? Your point of view as a newsletter writer might be there's money in your email inbox that you grew that email list and you're not reaching people. Here are 3 things that you're doing wrong that you're not reaching people. It might be your subject lines suck. It might be the content of your emails are AI and not connecting with people. It might be that you're not sending your newsletter often enough. And you go out and you talk, instead of talking to one person at a time and prospecting for clients, you go and talk to people who have a good sized audience of those ideal clients. And you teach in those spaces. And then you invite those people to work with you. What we do in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge is we work on your repeatable strategy on how to be the person who does that thing. So when somebody's looking for help with that thing, they point people to you, right? I'm Stephanie, the house sitter. And when someone says something about something and someone else thinks their solution is probably house sitting, they point them to me, right? When someone says something about girl, on Threads the other day, somebody on Threads was like, oh, okay, listen, it was a Black woman. Listen, I'm ready to move abroad. Somebody help me. The responses were Exodus Summit, Exodus Summit, Rashida and Stephanie, Exodus Summit, Rashida and Stephanie at Exodus Summit, right? Just response, 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 response. Becoming the person who does that thing is not as hard as you think it is on the internet. You have to be willing to talk that talk a lot. You have to be willing to get in front of strangers. You have to be willing to get over yourself and not be so, I don't want to be on camera, right? Right? We can help you with those things. But virtual assistant work I recommend it. I wholeheartedly recommend it. I recommend virtual assistant work, but you have to be able to overcome the cons of, you have to know how to get clients. Surprisingly, that's what we teach. Yeah.
You know why? We know how to get clients.
Because we get clients.
We are 25,000 people in our free Facebook group, which is a free Facebook group. That's not really getting clients. Pero for the summit, in total, we're at least like over 10,000 people attending, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
We know how to get
We had a 7-figure summit. Our virtual summit. Before last year, we'd already sold over $1 million in tickets to that summit. Mm-hmm. Now, we talked earlier about profit versus revenue, right? That's not profit, okay? But we've sold $1 million worth of tickets to our summit before last year even started, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Related question. I'd like to offer virtual assistant services for therapists. How can I figure out exactly what to offer them? My background is administrative assistant for other sectors. Good. Stephanie just spoke on it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Like what's the thing that you're really good at, but also what's the thing that why do you want it to be therapist is a question for you to work out on your own. A question we could help you with in the challenge is what is the gap that you're seeing therapists need, right? Mm-hmm. How do you take what you're good at and fill and like tell the therapist your business ain't thriving because you ain't got me. Yep. Right? You need this thing done and no one's doing it. You're stuck doing it yourself. So figuring out what the therapists need, if you know that that's your niche, is a great way to go. My preferred way, based on what I'm seeing here, Cool Sun, is to say, this is what I really like to do. Who needs this thing? Mm-hmm. As opposed to deciding therapists first and then figuring out what they need. What's the thing you want to spend your time doing? What's the thing where you're like, oh, it's 8 a.m. on a Monday. Okay, let's go make some money, right? You don't have the Sunday scaries. You're not mad at, you're just like, even though I would rather not be working, because who would, right? Even though I'd rather not be working, I'm not mad about the work I have to do, right? That's what I want for you. And the best way to do that is to start with something that you actually enjoy doing.
Yeah. But I do think that saying therapists, niching to therapists will make it easy for you to do the research on like what they need, because you can get in, you can listen, you can get in community with therapists, you can get on Facebook groups and go to coaching programs and go to conferences. You can eavesdrop in on therapists and hear what specifically they need, and then match that up to what you want to do, what you're going to enjoy doing. Because when you pick a niche that's like a profession, they have professional organizations, they have mm-hmm. coaching programs, they have conferences, they have Facebook groups, they have YouTube channels, they have TikToks, right? And you can hear what they need. Because they tell in those closed spaces, they give their gripes and complaints, right? In those closed spaces. So you eavesdrop, you do some social listening in those spaces, and match up what they're saying they need and what you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back. Oh, I'm gonna do this first. Because you've done this before-ish, is teaching English online through a school profitable? Online through a school, like a Cambly kind of situation, I'm assuming is what she means.
Oh, I was going to say that's two different things. So teaching English through a school is different from teaching English online. Hi, Anya. Is it profitable? Teaching English online through a platform like Cambly or italki, I wouldn't say profitable. Okay, I think Cambly still pays $10 to $12 per hour. Now, if you're going to Cambodia, where you're going to find a nice place to live for $400 a month, $10 to $12 an hour you may call that profitable. Teaching English online is often a space filler, right? Either to help you while you're getting something else running, or to take a break, right? Might be enough money to supplement you on your break. It's often not the main thing. Teaching English through a platform like Cambly or italki is often not the main thing for most people. Unless, right, if you have a social security check or something, you just want a little supplement, do it. Now, teaching English as a second language in a school in another country, when we say profitable in that regard, we mean you're going to get paid enough money to eat, and they often give you some sort of stipend for accommodation or maybe free accommodation. So I'm co-living right now with two girls who are teaching here to teach English here in Bogota through a program. I don't know the name of it. It's for adults, not at a school, but they're teaching people in Bogota. And they get a stipend for where they live. But teaching English online and teaching English through a school are two different things, as I'm understanding your question. If you want to get to some exciting places in the world, or get some other places in the world, I think teaching English as a second language is a good way to do it. Getting your certification and, finding a program in a place that you want to be in anyway, I think it's a great choice. It's not going to get you rich, and may not even give you enough money to invest in your retirement, right? But it's a way to see the world while making enough money to eat and pass some time.
So Stephanie, because we be sharing a brain, just spoke about something that I wanted to talk to you guys about as like the starting point for making money online. And that is, how much money do you actually need? Because some of y'all are like, I can't move abroad unless I'm making like $4,000 a month, and you're playing yourself, right? Sometimes the right strategy is to find a place to live that's going to cost you like $1,200 a month, and then figure out how you can make $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
Some of y'all are hustling backwards. So what I would do first is figure out what countries feel right for you. I would suggest you do that by taking the quiz of what country you should move to, created by the lovely women of Exodus Summit, for the lovely women of Exodus Summit. Take the quiz, figure out we talk about cities, not countries actually in the quiz. Figure out what cities they're recommending, and then use a platform like the Earth Awaits. I'm gonna drop that in the chat real quick to figure out the cost of living in that city and figure out how much money you actually need. Because some of y'all don't need to work at all.
Girl.
I say this every time, and y'all be resisting me. And I'm like, some of y'all don't need to work yet. Well, right?
Just retire, friend. What are you doing?
Take a break for 3 years and then see how if you got 3 years of money you sitting on, take a break and see if you want to go back to work after that. You don't. I'm gonna tell you, 3 years in the future, you would say not a chance, right? Some of y'all don't need to work, but if you do, right, figure out the city you're going to and the cost of living, or work the other way around. Look up a cost of living in different places and figure out where you can go so you can work less. Yep. Because what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's always nice to see when someone gets that surprise. Oh, actually, I think I'm done here.
It happens every time, every cycle of a challenge. We have someone who's like, oh, I need to get 20 clients, right? So two different women, let's talk about two different women who are like, I need 20 clients. One woman needs the 20 clients because she needs the money. And it's like, okay, but if your prices are ridiculously low, and if you raise them a bit, you would only need like 5 clients.
Yes.
Right? The other woman is like, I need 20 clients. And it's like, with the work you're doing, can you provide 20 women services at the same time? And the answer is, no, this is more work than I thought it was. Every single cycle, it could be you. Come to the next challenge, so one of these women can be you. because we're not really going to tell you how to price your offer, but we are going to tell you if your price don't make sense. Like if I'm looking at it, like Stephanie has this thing, I'm gonna talk about her real quick, where if your price is too low, she's not in it. She's not getting involved. If your price is too low. If your price is too low, I'm just looking at you sideways like, how much work are you really going to do if that price is that low? Or are you going to hate me when this is over because I paid this low price and you had to do all this work? That's not the relationship I want with you if I'm hiring you to do something.
There are plenty of coaches out there who resent their clients. Every time somebody pays for their thing, there is an eye roll. It's I'm so sick of this because they're not charging enough money. Girl, that's not your problem.
Oh, Brittany says the challenge humbled her. But baby, whenever Brittany's ready to make money, Brittany can make money. She's on vacation now, though. She's on her career break.
She's about to host something very soon, I believe. I believe. Yeah.
Tay Dev said you're calling me out because 4K is my minimum. For what? Where did that number come from? Did it come from fear? A lot of us are making our plans around fear. Don't do it. Okay. Let's see. TJ says the same thing. That's me totally hustling backwards. I could probably live on 2.5, but I have 4K in my head. Yeah. Not counting my I am an expensive mother trucker. And not counting my travel. I'm not counting my travel because if the flight is over 2 hours, I'm going in business, right? So it's not part of that budget, right? It don't cost me 4K to live for a month, right? With my travel, it does. Without it, it does not, right? So unless if you're like, I want to move abroad and I'm gonna do what it takes, you probably don't need to travel everywhere business class, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like, I want to move abroad when I have enough money to live in the absolute luxurious life I want, then your number is your number, right? I don't know what to tell you. You'll move when you're ready. But yeah, I spend money and I don't spend 4K a month.
Yeah. All
right. Questions. Oh no, there was something I wanted to say earlier because Exodus and ACB have been a godsend in my life for community and planning.
Hey, Danielle.
Danielle's saying it because it's true. We did not pay her to say this. We don't pay anyone to say anything. We pay women to speak at the summit. That's it, right? Like at the actual summit and to speak in ASAP. But we are not speaking for these testimonials. A godsend in her life for community and planning.
Yeah. So by this time next year, listen, Danielle is planning to be out, not working by January. I think it was January next year, right? Let's go. Let's get it.
Okay. Let us you have a lot of questions, and I'm not keeping up with the starred questions.
You're doing a great job, Rashida.
Oh, thank you, friend. Okay, so I have 2 attorney questions. Let's go. All right. Attorney whose passion is gardening. Will people pay for this advice even though they always ask for free? Houseplants, vegetables, etc. Also helping creatives and others with trademark online legal issues. I just saw a video of a trademark lawyer who lives in Mexico City. And let me tell you, it was on CNBC. Oh, child, trademark lawyer, Mexico City. I just want to make sure I give this number correctly. He makes $350,000 a year remotely from Mexico City as he has a trademark company.
Oh, is that the man I'll be paying? Is he brown?
He's black.
Oh, okay.
And he's young. You wouldn't pay him. He's too young for you to pay.
I joined a community for trade. He's in it. I paid $80 a month to be in a community for creatives hosted by an attorney, right? People will pay for things like that. Okay.
No. So yes, this guy, this is clearly not the plan for everybody. I saw it and I was like, well, I wouldn't do that. He started on Fiverr. We are telling y'all.
So what Let me slip this in, TJ. So if you're making money as an attorney for creatives, then you have time to do the passion work, to try it out and see. Right?
Yes. Agreed. I think that you have two different paths you could take, and you should take the one which brings you more pleasure. We've had a gardener in our thing before, and she got clients in the challenge. All right. Also, this is for everybody. If people ask you, if you're the go-to person for advice on any topic, and if you are giving it away, people will pay for it. People aren't coming to Stephanie and asking for gardening advice. They're asking for house sitting advice. They're asking for YouTube advice. They're asking for free advice. And she's saying, and this is how you work with me. You can buy a product, you can get some coaching. They're like, oh, are you at 200,000? Are you close to 200,000? You're real close, aren't you?
Close, yeah, 190.
You're close to 200,000 subscribers. I want to do that. And they want the free advice. Now, everybody who wants it free is not going to pay. But the people who really want the result will pay for the answer. And not because that doesn't mean that you need to gatekeep everything. It means that if you're good at something, you're going to get so many requests for free advice that it's no longer sustainable, right? The more, if you go out there and you talk your talk, and people know that TJ she is the girl for Monsteras. You got a Monstera question, she has your answer, right? There are people who are going to want your work for free and will never pay for it. And there are people like me who's like, I have one Monstera who is thriving and another who is not, right? I would pay for some help, right? So every Black woman I know has something that people who know her ask her about. Everybody. Somebody asks you about something, right? That could be your business, the thing they ask you about. If you want to say it with your chest and claim it, that could be your business. But until you say, this is me, it's not you. It's just something you do on the side. It's a hobby, something you do for free. So either one of those, great options, I think. Oh yeah, TJ saw that too. Yeah. Girl, $350,000 a year? Remotely in another country? Started on Fiverr? All the things we're telling you. Related attorney question. Our niece says, what do you suggest a burnt out lawyer do abroad? Girl, whatever you want.
Nothing.
Well, yes.
As little as possible.
Yes. It took a year of doing nothing before I was like, oh, I have a thing I can help people with. A year of doing nothing. And even now, 5 years later, I have times where I'm like, I'm going to do nothing. Hi, team. I'm going to go do nothing. Thank you. Goodbye. I got a nothing time coming up in July. I'm going to be at a cabin on a lake with no internet, but I'll be with my family. And so what happens when I'm gone? I don't know, girl. I don't know. I don't have internet. Don't burn down the house, right? Like, okay. You can, like, nothing. If nothing is an option because you're like, I need to immediately make money.
Yeah.
Do the thing you love. Figure out how to turn the thing you love. Figure out how to turn the thing you love that you're willing to monetize. Not everything has to be monetized.
Yeah.
Right? Then maybe there's something that you keep to yourself. We all keep things to ourselves.
That's right.
Y'all get this much of my apartment. Maybe from the couch a few weeks ago. Y'all get this much because my life outside of this box is mine. Right? I keep that to myself. At the cabin, y'all not going to see no videos because I got the kids there. The kids do not get up there. We're not going to be on camera with me because you're a child. You have to decide the parts of your life that you're willing to monetize, and of the things that you're willing to monetize, what are the things you love doing, and do that. You're already burnt out. So like, don't do something you don't want to do for money. You've already done something you don't want to do for money. Don't do it again, right? Learn from your mistake. Don't do that again.
So we said earlier, like sometimes you're done with that thing. Rashida was an attorney in a space that meant anytime if she was going to do that thing, that particular type of law again, she was going to be working with them awful white men. If you're done with that thing, you're done with it. It's okay to be done with it. It served you, right? It probably got you to a point, I hope, Arnice, based on your yes, exclamation point, exclamation point. It maybe got you to a point where you can afford to breathe for a little while, right? And do nothing for a little while. It served its purpose, and it's okay to walk away. We're fans of walking away and try something new.
Fans. Gail says, why do I feel so guilty for charging people for what I'm offering? I'm sharing info, but I think everyone should have, and I feel like I'm gatekeeping. I share free info every week here, and people still pay me outside of here. Stephanie shares free info. Stephanie has talked about house sitting on her channel 15 times. Is it safe guess? What'd you say?
15 times per year.
Yeah. 15 times a year, we'll say. And people still pay her for one-on-one house sitting coaching and for house sitting school and other things, because they want more than just the free. Like, they want not that we're not helping here, but they want hands-on help, right? Or they want to be in community and learn from you and ask you individual questions.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
I charge for that. Because if I have to pay a coach to help level up my business, I don't see a problem with people paying me for me to help them with their problem. If the people who don't want to pay, people who don't want to pay will never pay. It's fine. Never. We're not selling to them. They'll never pay, right? They will be here. This is not a judgment. People who don't want to pay will be at your free stuff, like the YouTube channels, all day long watching the free stuff. For me, there's no judgment in that. That's fine. The people who want to pay aren't in my inbox like, well, what about this? What about this? What about, they're just paying. They're just paying because they believe, based on what they've seen me talk about and how I've coached people publicly, how I've helped people, they believe I can help them. If you can help people, you can also give away free information. It's not either or. It's both.
That's right.
It's both. Give away free information and charge people who want more personalized help.
That's exactly it, 100%.
Nobody hits my line unless I've loved you and you've been in my life a very long time. Nobody hits my line with, I wanna take a career break. How do I? Because there's a process and a plan and an exchange of resources, right? If I've known you my whole life, sure, I can answer your question for like 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. Right? What am I missing? What y'all talking about? Okay, how to determine what to give away paid versus free. You'll know when it's time. You'll know. And we talk about that in the challenge too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Your time is never free. Your individual time and attention, that's never a free thing. Right?
When I did free individual coaching, I hated everybody. Everybody. Because what you mean, I left the pool to come back here and meet you for a one-on-one, but because you don't pay, you don't care about showing up. And so now I'm not at the pool. I'm not eating snacks in the sun. And you don't show up. And paid people show up though. All right.
Christy says, I think our reservations also have a lot to do with seeing value in our product or our service. That's right. I think once you get clear on what's the real value, like what does this do for people? How does this help people in some way, small or large? Small things are worth money too, right? How does this help people? Once you see the value in that, it gets easier to charge money. What it sucks is someone's crying in your face about how they change. Yeah, you changed their life, but you didn't get paid a penny, and it didn't. Now you don't even have enough money to go whatever. You set them free to go live their life because you were an amazing house sitter coach or life coach or whatever. You hosted an amazing retreat, and now you got to go back to a day job, and their life has been changed, altered forever. Their course of their life forever is better. That does not feel good. It doesn't feel good. So once you get a full picture of what this one thing, what can it actually do for people? What is the actual value? It becomes easier and easier to say, here's what it costs. Put a price tag on it.
Yes. The plant says, my most difficult client was a freebie. Well, I was after free, who didn't do a thing but wanted magic.
Yes. Every time, friend.
The freebies will drive you in. The one-on-one freebies, the individual freebies, just
every time.
Nah. And then Stretch with Delia's Child said, some people feel like if they pay you for a service, they're entitled to suck your whole soul out of you just because they paid, which is why you have to have strong boundaries.
Yeah, we don't see that.
Because we have strong boundaries.
And I think it's because we haven't nickeled and dimed. Our pricing isn't set at the lowest possible price. And I think that has something that creates a different expectation. If you're charging pennies for something, you're going to get the penny pincher who is going to be a difficult, but we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem.
We're very good about saying this is what the product is. But get your next free client, get your next 3 clients challenge is 5 days. 6 days. We have an intro day. It's 6 days. Don't holler at me at day 7. And we'll be very clear about that in the challenge. It is 6 days. Yeah. Ain't no day 7, ain't no day 8, ain't no day 10. There's no follow-up. Right? You have to come and do the work now. Right? And then we're done. We're very clear about the boundary of how to communicate with us. We're very clear about the boundaries of what our products are. And we're very clear and we don't tend to, we have relationships with our communities. We're not going out there cold calling people, right?
Right.
Our people know us. Yeah. Our people know us, right? They know that like, we're going to charge you for the work, but you're going to get a result. Yeah. And we tell you what the result is going to be. Yeah. It's not, I can help you make $1 million.
Yeah. I think it's the reverse though. For just because they paid is the reverse. I think you'll find more of a problem with the people who didn't pay. And I think there's a lot of setup in that, right? Like Rashida just said, a lot of the ease of working with paying clients comes in how you set things up. Right? How you communicate, how you talk about your stuff, how you market it, who you market it to, right? There's a difference. Listen, work with Black women. Other people, I don't know how other people act when they pay for things, but when Black women pay for things, they come prepared to work to get their money's worth, but not prepared to work you to death. Work with Black women. I think that might solve that problem.
Committed to Me Forever says, I'm planning on working as a nonprofit consultant. Can I still join your challenge at the end of July?
Yeah. Yeah. Consultants, freelancers. Yes, absolutely.
Coaches. Yeah.
Some of our students are business to business, and some of our students are business to customer. So you're a business to business. Absolutely. What we're talking about is a repeatable way for you to get clients in the door. And that repeatable way is for you to talk your talk on the internet, right? For you to be the person who does that thing, for you to be Camille, I'm gonna make up a name, Camille, the consultant for nonprofits whose point of view is this and who helps nonprofits avoid these problems. Just like if you were serving an individual, serving a business works very similarly, and communicating with a business is still communicating with individual people inside of that business.
So Gail followed up. I want to get to this. Sorry. Gail says, I resent the systems that they would need to pay for this info on Black history, which is fundamentally theirs. And I get it. And so maybe that's not something you monetize. However, if part of what you're doing is that work, if part of what you're doing is work that drains you, if part of what you're doing is work that is like one-on-one, so you're giving people like specific to them answers or dealing or like answering maybe like research questions, etc. Could you have a free side and a paid side, right? Like, I'm not telling you to gatekeep Black history. I'm saying that we all pay for a roof over our head. We all pay for food, right? And maybe that's not how you want to make money. Maybe there's a different way for you, but don't feel like because you think it's something everyone should have access to, that it's something that you have to provide for free. Because those are two different things.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. A way that we've seen women in our community do it is they charge the people who they want to charge a grip. So is there a business, a school, an education system that you can charge good money to, so that you can you can afford to do a whole lot of free stuff for the Black people, right? Are there institutions who will pay you good money, right? And then you don't have to. That is a separate way that people have navigated this. Is there an institution who would, like the Wilmington Library in Delaware? The Wilmington Public Library brings on speakers and stuff. I don't know how much they pay, but are they paying a grip? And then you don't feel, then the cost is passed to the business, not to the individuals. I think people attend most of the stuff at the library for free.
That's a very good point. I want to get to Janetta's question, but on like the business side, which is, I worry about leaving my job because I need good medical benefits. How do you handle meds, prescriptions, etc.? So no.
I love this question. I'm so excited for this.
Take it away, Stephanie.
No, you go first. You go.
My answer would be, there's a very good chance, a lot of us, I'm not speaking specifically about you, Janetta. There's like a very good chance that the reason you need these good medical benefits is that job, right? Like, that job be stressing you out. I don't know about you, but for a lot of us, the reason we need the medical benefits is the job. There's a very good chance that your health will improve. For a lot of us, your health will improve when you leave a job, when you leave the US. But part of your plan could be making sure you move to a country with very accessible healthcare. I told y'all a week ago, I went to the doctor at my visit for like an urgent care situation. My visit was $3. I don't need a job to cover $3. I just don't, right? To cover a $3, 30 minute visit with a doctor, I don't need to make sure I'm still working in a soul-sucking job that I hate so I can have good medical benefits. The doctor solved my problem for $3. Right? So go to a place where medical care is more accessible. You don't have to worry about that. Stephanie's still smiling though. What are you going to say?
I love this question. This requires a full mindset shift, right? This requires you to stop thinking about things the way that we've always had to think about them in the United States. In the US, a job, healthcare is a reason to stay at a job. Healthcare is a reason to stay in a bad marriage. Healthcare is a reason to not take action. Outside of the US thinking, right? Healthcare is actually a reason to leave the country. It's a reason to leave the United States. Healthcare being so freaking affordable and so freaking accessible is a reason to leave. It's a reason to leave the job, leave the country, excuse me, and go someplace else. You don't need good medical benefits in other places. You just either pay out of pocket or you pay for your reasonably priced private insurance or both. It's a super American system. It's not repeated in other places. They don't do things like that in other places. Your job does not determine your healthcare or your health insurance worthiness, right? You just leave. You go someplace else where an urgent care visit is $3. You go someplace else where even something like dental care, people leave the United States every day. Somebody boards a plane to leave the United States and get dental care in Latin America because it's so affordable out of pocket. Sever healthcare and work. There's a wall between, cut the cord between healthcare and work, and see how much earlier you can leave a job if you don't have to think about healthcare. If you know you're going to leave the United States, speed up your plan so that you can be in another country, have access to good and accessible and affordable healthcare. These countries are ranked higher in healthcare than the United States. I'm in Colombia. Colombia is like number 27 or 37, and the United States is like 44 on the the World Commission of Healthcare, whatever, right? At pennies on the dollar. And I mean literal pennies on the dollar. I got an insurance policy that said if I'm diagnosed with any type of cancer within the first 6 months, I have to pay out of pocket. I was like, thousands of dollars? We're not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars for cancer care here? Okay. Okay. If I have to pay thousands of dollars because my insurance hasn't picked up yet, I'll be okay. It's not going to bankrupt me. It's not going to have me out on the streets with a tin cup. Okay. Right. I had to look it up, right? I was like, let me look it up and see whatever costs. I did a little rudimentary search. Set yourself free from your job being in control of your healthcare. Be happy in another place in the world.
Jackie R says CVS wanted $413 for a month of blood pressure pills. She paid $5 at a Mexican pharmacy. And I know a lot of times y'all are like, but the doctors in the US are the best. Is that healthcare you're getting the best? Are they listening to you? Right? I'm worried the healthcare isn't going to be as good I have never been to a doctor's visit in Mexico that was under 30 minutes with the doctor, except for like that urgent care thing, which is probably like 20, 25. And because she knew what the problem was real quick. Right? Are you getting 30 minutes for $50, 30 minutes for $3? Are they listening to you? I told her I was down here, I went to my gyno and she was like, let's test your vitamin D because Black people often have issues with it. It was low, and no doctor has ever said to me before, we should test this and see what you're doing, right? They go to good schools because these people in these countries are living. They are thriving. No one is like, we're going to leave a good healthcare for America. We don't want our people to have good doctors, right? And a lot of doctors, because it's still the cachet, go to school in America in medical schools, but the medical schools in their home countries are generally really good too. Yeah. And if they're listening to you and they're spending time with you, doesn't matter how good you think the doctor is at home. If the doctor is like, oh, you feel pain? Lose weight. Oh, you feel pain? I don't believe you. Black people don't feel pain like that.
Or right? they give you the quickest a diagnosis that is not helpful, and then you got to go back and back and back. That's been my experience with healthcare in the US. Let me have a chronic complaint. We're talking visit after visit after visit of that. That's not good healthcare. I don't think anybody objectively would say I have gotten good healthcare in the United States. Yeah, it's really shocking and change. It'll change you once you have some sort of healthcare experience abroad. It will change your perspective on the whole country. You may not believe us today, and some of you are still like, but what about my health insurance at my job? Right? I don't know how to get you to trust us except to say, try it. Listen, hear enough stories, listen to, we talk a lot to a lot of women all over the world, hear enough of their stories, but at some point you just have to try it for yourself and see how much better your healthcare experience will be when you leave the United States.
And this is a Colombian doctor trained in Canada and told her that North American doctors don't know much. I had a doctor from somewhere in Latin America, in Mexico. And I told her that like, I'd been waiting to come for a while because I'm used to the model where like, I got to wait in the wait because it's an eye doctor. And if you've ever had retinal issues, you know that like that waiting room is full of octogenarians. They on their oxygen and you're going to be there all day long. I I was like, I'm used to having to wait for like 4 hours to see an eye doctor once past my appointment time. And she was like, but that's like the public health, like the free. I said, no, baby, no. This is paid. I have good insurance. I'm going to the good doctor and I'm waiting 4 hours past my appointment time, or sometimes 6 hours past my appointment time. And she was like, ew. And I'm like, yeah, that's like doctors outside of America can't even believe what we're putting up with in America. They're like, why would you? We're like, that's because you weren't. Of course, the assumption was like, well, you weren't paying for it. So, whatever, it takes a while. I was like, no, I had to pay. I left one doctor's office, one retinal specialist once, like got there. I think I signed in and sat there for like 3 hours. And I was like, I have to go back to, I have a job. My appointment was 3 hours ago. They called me right back like, hey, you left? Yes. You didn't notice when I was sitting here, but you noticed when I left?
When I went to the dentist in Costa Rica, the whatever, to get my root canals and crowns, I had one of the fillings had been pulled out. Something I ate pulled the filling out. And so the dentist was like, oh, how long ago did this happen? And I told her the truth. It had been months, right? And I told her the truth. And she was like, why wouldn't you just go to the dentist when you... And I was like, well, I was in the United States. Like, I can't afford to go to the dentist in the United States. I just was going to wait. And so I came back to Costa Rica, happened on a flight. I feel like I was going to Chicago for that thing. Anyway, I was like, I knew I was coming back. I'm coming back here, right? She was like, why would you wait? But even if I hadn't been coming to Costa Rica, I probably still would have waited. Like, I don't know, between the cost and the poor care, we wait on things. Whereas in these countries, when there's a problem, they go to the doctor, right? So when there's a problem, you go to the doctor.
I can't remember if it was something I saw on ASAP and Exodus ASAP or something else. But recently I saw a woman say she was so excited that her doctor's appointment was 2 months sooner than she expected. And I was like, when did you expect? I get in to see my doctor within a week. Any doctor I schedule with. In Mexico, I'm in there, unless my schedule is crazy, I'm in there in a week. It was 2 months sooner than you expected? I was like, that. It's so American. It's so American. Mo said she spent between $5 or $10 for her doctor's visits when she lived in South Korea. These were for a cold. I was encouraged to leave work and go see the doctor anytime I was sick.
Anytime.
In America, they're like, could you just, like, until you're dead, could you just keep typing? It's real tippity type real quick. All right. I think we have time to answer 2 more questions.
Okay.
And then we're going to get out of here. All right. Pick one, Stephanie.
Oh, do we have start questions still?
We have start questions still. We have a lot still.
Okay.
But I'm going to get rid of some of them. While she's doing that, Danielle, again, gave more detail. Being a member of ASAP helped me obtain residency in one country, submit a citizenship application in another, and get my mind right regarding my people. The community kept me accountable to my goals. Y'all missing out by not being in community with women who are doing the things you want to do. Missing out.
Amethyst says, do you have any ideas or pointers for women who work in healthcare to transition to other remote fields, since they're mostly bedside professions? There are people who specifically help people transition out of bedside care in the nursing world. We have got a couple of women in our challenges who help women do that. So I would reach out to one of them. How do you find them? You Google how to transition out of bedside care, or you go to YouTube and you search for that, and you learn from them. A lot of nurses, there are a couple of ways that we've seen nurses in our community do this. Some take a nursing job that pays them better so that they can work a whole lot less, like contract work. Work on a contract, a 3 or 6 month contract. When that contract is done, you pick up your feet and you pack your bags and you go to Portugal for 6 months, and then you come back and pick up another contract. If you do something where you can do contract work, and that contract work pays you significantly more than normal, that is a way that we've seen people do it. Of course, we've also seen nurses transition into coaching, health coaching, as opposed to health care, health coaching. I had a coach who, listen, Finally, I had to be like, I'm not doing what she's saying. This is not, I'm not the best client. But I had a health coach who was an RN, Kia, who now is a health coach. So either continuing to work in the US on contracts that pay better, where you can just be there for a few months out of the year, or transitioning into coaching are ways that we've seen women navigate this.
Pause. I want to be clear, since Kia is a member of our community. You were not going to do what Kia was telling you to do. Not that Kia wasn't telling you to do the right thing.
Kia's a great.
Yes.
I recommend Kia as your coach. If you're ready to take action, I recommend Kia as your coach. She's Kia, Kiya, reruns, RERUNS on Instagram. I was not ready to take action. I still had Captain Crunch for dinner and whatever. And then I don't want to tell her the truth about what I've been eating because, right, I am not indicative of Kia's abilities, okay?
It wasn't, yeah, because you were like, I wasn't going to do it wasn't that she was giving you bad advice. It was that you were resistant to the advice.
Resistant. Yes. When you go to coaching, you're supposed to be ready to take action. When you come to Exodus ASAP, you need to be ready to take action. We're priced for people who are wanting to take action, right? There are times when you have to look at yourself and say, I don't think I'm ready to take action on this. Okay. I'm just going to deal with this for more time, right? My struggle with every time I turn around, every time it's a new season, I got to buy bigger clothes. I was like, well, I've chosen to keep on that path, right? I chose to stay on this path instead of take action. There are times when you have to be honest with yourself about, are you ready to do it? Sometimes we're like, it's not that bad. I'm going to just keep going in this direction. If you're there, you're probably not ready to join Exodus ASAP either. But if you're like, I can't keep going this way, this is not the way I want to keep going. I don't want to look up in a year and still be at this same point or even worse off, then it's time to come and join us.
Committed to me forever seconds that Kia is a great coach.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yes. Thank you.
Organic Lovin said she needed an internal ultrasound and her health insurance wanted her to pay $350. She came to Mexico, got it for $40 and sent it to her doctor, sent the results to her doctor.
Okay. Okay. Stay at a job in the US for the insurance if you want to. It's not the right call.
It's not. All right. So last one. Get One K Ted has asked this question at least 5 times in the comments. Girl, we see you. We see you. We're on our way.
Get connected.
Get connected. Is that what that says? Thank you. These old eyes. What are some better ways to determine where to begin when creating your location-free business offers? I like this question because it's something that we work on in the challenge. We're not going to give you a business idea because I'm going to tell you to eat snacks on the beach. If you can monetize that, baby, you're on your way, right? Like, I'm not going to give you the business idea, but if you come with a business idea, we can help talk you through the clients, where to find the clients, what a good offer is. We can give you our opinion on our price. We're not going to set the price for you, right? And so there's a lot of, it's a very individual thing, which is why there's a cap, there's a limit on the number of people who can join the challenge. Well, there used to be. Now in the membership, it's less like that. But there is a cap on the amount we
take it off. Coaching call lasts. The coaching call ends when we have
the questions end. Yeah. There used to be a cap on the number of people, but what we really want to work on, we want to work with you so that we call it the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge, because most people leave, if they do the work, leave with at least 3 clients, right? If you don't have a business offer, you're not going to leave with 3 clients because what are you selling, right? So it's really important to us. That's something that we do on like the first day-ish, but we work through what your offer is and it makes sense, but it's very individual. I can't tell you now what the best way to determine is because it depends on what you're offering, who your client is, what kind of work it is.
But if you do already know who you want to serve and what kind of result or transformation you want to get people, the way that you work through what is the method? What is the actual offer? You work through, like, what do you want your life to look like? Do you have some previous experience doing this kind of thing? And can you move from for most people, the beginner step is one-on-one coaching, right? But if you've done this before and you've gotten some people results, you often don't have to do one-on-one coaching, even if you're starting a new business, if you've already helped people get results during the thing. So then you can ask yourself, well, what do I want my life to look like? And what do I want this like program or offer to look like? And what would my students want? The offer is not the offer set in stone. The offer is what you're going to put out for this person to pay. And maybe with the next group of people, you decide it's going to look a little different. Sometimes people get so caught up in what is my offer? What is my offer? Just help somebody get a client. Get a client with the most basic offer, which for most people is a one-on-one call. And then you can work on something maybe more robust or something more group related. If we're not talking one-on-one, if we're talking business to business, those women often know what the offer is. If you're a consultant, you know what your person is paying you for. But in the one-on-one space, we get caught up in the perfect offer instead of putting some offer out there, helping a client, and then seeing how can I make this better. Put something out there, get somebody a result, and then make it better from there. And like we said, from a lot of people, it starts off with a one-on-one. It starts off with a Zoom call. For a lot of people, their first client, here's some money. Okay, here's the Zoom link. Let's get together once or twice. Let's get together. And then from there, you can fix your offer. I think we both started with one-on-one. Exodus Summit wasn't our first offer out in the world. We didn't go from, we would like to help Black women take sabbaticals to, here's an event with 50 speakers. Our first summit had 50 speakers and it's 7 days long, right? You don't jump the gun. Most of us start with helping one person, one-on-one, and then making some changes from there.
Uplift and Align Wellness says they love the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge.
Yes. It's hard when you don't know people's names, but hello.
Yeah. I'm looking at the photo like I can't. Oh,
I can see who it is.
Okay.
Okay. Hi.
Is the challenge 18 plus friendly? Oh, I think you mean adult friend. Like if you're selling adult products and services, I believe. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's a digital product.
Yeah, we're all going to be grown-ups in there with mature minds.
We want you all to get to the money. And so part of the thing that I love about Exodus Summit is that we believe in standing in support of our sisters and the choices they make. And if we can't stand in support of our sisters, we can be quiet or we can leave. Those are your options. So yeah, girl, come. I'm already interested. Come through. Let's talk about it. No judgment at all. We gonna get you some money.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I think this was great. Listen, Rashida and I we don't want money to be the reason that you don't go out and live your dreams. Okay. And we want to help you get to that money if you think that some sort of online business of yours is the pathway. Whether your online business already exists and you're just not getting a steady stream of clients, or it doesn't even exist yet. It's an idea. Or it's, you have some of the women join, probably 1/3 of the women who join our challenge don't even have a firm idea of what they're going to offer. They do know who they want to help and what they want to help that group or person do. Right? But wherever you fall on this spectrum, on this scale, we hope that you'll join us inside of the Exodus ASAP membership in the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge, which starts July 27th.
And runs to August 1st. So like I said before, if you're coming into the membership just to be in the challenge, wait until Tuesday or Wednesday of this week to join.
Yeah. ExodusASAP.com.
Yes. Where's the info for the challenge? So fun fact, we used to sell this individually. It had the challenge individually. It had its own landing page with all the details.
Yeah.
But it also costs significantly more than a month in the membership. So now we don't have a separate landing page. The challenge is what we told you. If you need more information, you can email us at ExodusASAP. hello@ExodusASAP.com is our email
You can
address.
still see. So if you want to see the challenge actual info, you can go to exodus.com, exodussummit.com/next3, the number 3 clients, but don't pay there. You're going to see the price. You're going to see it costs more than a month in the membership. Don't pay there. Please don't pay there. Okay. Because then I got to go back and do a refund, or Rashida got to do a refund. Listen.
Next 3 challenge? Next 3 what?
Next 3 clients. Let me type it in and see.
Do you like the number?
Yeah, do the HTTPS and they'll tell us if it works. Put HTTPS : / in front of it and see if it works.
I got it.
Thank you. You can see the information there. And oh, you can't click links from here? Oh, it's it's okay. HTTPS, friends, it's okay. Oh. It's not clickable. Well, maybe it is, and I just don't. That's the link. Okay. So that's where you can see the information. But what you're going to see is in June of 2024, we charged $497 for that challenge. I said $397. In June, we charged $497 for that challenge. Please don't register there. I don't think you can, but please don't. Okay. It's now $247 for a full month in Exodus ASAP. So almost half the price, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Exodus ASAP is also Move Abroad coaching. All of July is Make Money Month, money making month, money making month. So even if an online business isn't your pathway to making money, we're going to have some other sessions. We'll have some other sessions and coaching inside of the summit, inside of the membership this month. Okay. So we saw some questions about finding remote work. We saw some other questions in the chat today. So even if the online business route, right, getting clients is not your method for moving abroad, it's still money making month in Exodus ASAP for the whole month of July. So join us.
Our niece says, if I join Exodus ASAP, the summit is included. If you get the 3-month or the 6-month membership.
I think it's just the 6 month. Is it just the 6 month? Nina, do you know?
What are facts? I think it's both different ticket levels.
Oh, yes. That would be a good one. That would have been a good decision if we made that decision.
I think we made that decision.
Good. Okay. I apologize. Back to you.
I don't know for sure, but I think we did. Let's click over and see. Okay.
I couldn't get there fast enough.
Quarterly subscription. When you join quarterly, you receive a weekend pass to Exodus Summit 2025. When you join the 6-month membership, you get 6 months for the price, basically the price of 5, and an all access pass to Exodus Summit 2025.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Part of getting clients is thinking through the offers.
That's right.
So
Gail, you don't need an official business plan, but you do need to know who you want to serve and what some needs that they might have.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
Thanks.
I think we've done it. Thank you, Stephanie, for being my surprise guest today.
My pleasure. You're welcome.
The time of the challenge is 8 p.m. Eastern time?
Yes. The coaching calls are at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you'll do some work before you come to coaching. We send a lesson every day. You'll do some work before you come to coaching. Coaching is 8 p.m. Eastern time. Generally, if you are not available for more than half of those, if you're not available at 8 p.m. Eastern time for more than half of the time, so like 3 or 4 days at 8 p.m., you're going to find you're going to find the challenge a little more challenging. Mm-hmm. Now, I would still register because you're going to get a full month in the membership. So I would still register. But 8 p.m. Eastern time, Sunday through Friday that week is when we get together for coaching. And you're going to want to clear your calendar for as many of those days as possible.
And there are replays. There are replays. So you can get in there and watch the replay. But if you If you wait until the week after to watch a replay, because next week or that week is so busy for you, we won't be there to give you feedback on your work.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's helped to do it live, or at least be like watching the replays in real time as you can get.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Stephanie, thank you for being a lovely guest as usual.
My pleasure. Thank you.
What is on the schedule for Bogota today?
I have no plans. I need to find some food. I'm not going back to the place today. I'm not going to go there every day. I got there yesterday and just sat on the plastic on the sofa, but I'm not going back today. Okay. So eat food and that's it. Hang out until as long as the sun is out, I'm going to hang out a little bit. What's your plan in Mexico City today?
I'm going to heat up some oxtails from yesterday. I'm going to meet with the membership now. So we're going to meet in about 15 minutes. We're going to talk for a while. We talk on Zoom. Everyone in my YouTube membership comes and we catch up and we do stuff. And then I think I'm going to sleep a bit.
Okay, good. Y'all see the link to join Rashida's YouTube membership. It's a different thing. Okay. You see the link to join her YouTube membership here on the screen. So if you want to chit and chat with her and the gang, the link is there to join it.
Yes. I want to answer this question real quick. Stretch of Delia's child's question, which is, will the replays be on sale? As long as you are in the membership, you'll have access to the replays. Yeah. When you're not in the membership, you will not have access to the replays.
That's right.
Because they're housed in what? The Exodus ASAP membership.
Yeah.
Okay. Give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications, do all the things. Make it official, Stephanie. Say
share
it like you do.
Oh, we helped you. We did some coaching today and we helped you today. Now you have a responsibility to share this with somebody who you think this might be helpful for. Okay. If you got help from us, let's keep it going. Hit the share button. Share this video with a Black woman you know who's like, oh, I need a little money to move abroad. Okay. Maybe y'all can be Golden Girls together and y'all can move abroad together because you shared this video with her. Hit the button, share it, and then make sure that you're subscribed to Rashida's channel so that you don't miss future coaching, future conversation, future information about your move abroad strategy. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll see you guys next time. Well, I'll see you guys next time. She's not going to be here. She's going to be celebrating her birthday next week in Bogota. 51. Okay. Bye, y'all.